In previous episodes on Front Row, we've had trade ministers, trade experts, and other kinds of eminent personalities. But today we have a different perspective coming on the show, and a different personality coming from the digital technology drive that's going on globally and slowly coming towards Sri Lanka as well. So more to discuss on this, we have Sonny Fisher with us, who is the CEO and founder of FORUS Global Digital Technology. Pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you.
So Sonny, I think just for our viewers, in particular on Economy.lk, what exactly does your company do? What is some of the technology it has introduced globally? I know you're in Sri Lanka for quite some time now. What are you hoping to do in Sri Lanka, and what do you think are the opportunities for business in terms of the technology that you provide?
Right, so FORUS is the first global digital exchange. We've developed an industrial strength blockchain that can do transactions at the kind of volumes that are required to process payments globally. We've termed the phrase of public utility blockchain. So what we've done is we've combined distributed ledger technology, the technology that Bitcoin is based on, and we combined that with the power of cloud computing and used Microsoft Azure's platform, which uses microservices, which allows us to infinitely scale the platform to provide the kind of transaction throughputs that have been holding back the adoption of this technology as a serious contender to solving one of the biggest challenges facing, I think, the globe, and that is financial inclusion. Something that has eluded us. There's still 3.5 billion people who are excluded from trading with anybody other than the person standing in front of them because they're trapped in the cash economy. So this is technology that we developed originally in South Africa, which is where I'm from, and we basically had a look to see how can we provide not only banking services to the previously excluded, but provide small business finance. That's one of the biggest challenges in the world today. It's part of the force that's driving the distance between the haves and the have-nots. So we used the latest technology to address that particular problem. And we're very pleased to be in Sri Lanka. We launched in 5 countries: US, 3 Caribbean countries, South Africa and Zimbabwe. And Sri Lanka is our first foray into the East, and it's been an amazing trip. I think there are massive opportunities for Sri Lanka in this space. We're hoping to put Sri Lanka at the forefront of the cryptocurrency world.
So in your experience with blockchain technology, and from what you understand from Sri Lanka, I think adaptability is a key part of technology.
Absolutely.
Where do you see some of the industries here, or some of the sectors here could plug into initially, and then maybe at a later stage?
The biggest opportunity is actually in supply chain. So we don't only do cryptocurrency, we call it crypto everything.
Right.
So what we can do is we can store inventory levels and inventory data in the blockchain as well. So what that does is it allows us to get supply chain visibility, optimize supply chains, and also provide supply chain finance. So where you have an economy like Sri Lanka, where you have small farmers, small businesses, we're able to finance them because we move the data into the cloud, which allows us to provide artificial intelligence, business intelligence to small businesses on an automated basis. So it's really a tool for small business finance.
Right. And I think the government is also trying a strategy of policy on national financial inclusion.
Right.
You just mentioned that it has helped other countries as well. Have you seen this technology and other things that you've worked with bridging that divide?
Absolutely, because basically everybody needs to do e-commerce today. I think e-commerce equals commerce, and it's a real constraint only to be able to do business with people sitting in front of you and being excluded from broadening your market. So e-commerce is a real opportunity to get into the global marketplace. And Sri Lanka is very similar to South Africa in that you have some very sophisticated businesses, first world technology where you're at the leading edge, and then on the other side you've got subsistence farmers and a poorer community. So that's key to, I think, rolling this out. You need the combination of the two. It's very difficult to do it if all you have is the poor economy. You need some sophistication to combine with the unbanked.
If I might just slip in one more question before we wind up. I think you're having this debate globally as well with regards to this technology. Bitcoin has its set of critiques. As a promoter of this technology, where do you see the next future for
Right. Look,
blockchain?
I think we're talking about the decentralization of money. And the centralization of money is a pretty new idea. It only started before the First World War, where you had the Federal Reserve issuing all the currency. In the old days, all the banks used to issue their own currency. So we're going back to a model of decentralization, which breaks cartels, it makes it more competitive. So to really unlock the power of global finance, we need to go decentralized. We need to, I call it the democratization of capital.
So I think we've got a lot of insights within this short period of time as to the technology that providers like Sonny's company does, and some insights as to where maybe Sri Lanka could see some opportunities. So thank you very much, Sonny, for being on Economy.lk, and stay tuned for similar episodes such as this, where we interview eminent personalities.